Gwen the Director of Product Development at Illinois Legal Aid Online, or ILEO. We're a small nonprofit based in Chicago, Illinois. Our website is our core product. It delivers legal information, court forms, and how-to instructions to individuals who have to go to court on their own without a lawyer, which is about 75% of all individuals in non-criminal cases. We also offer a tool through Get Legal Help to get lower income users free legal help at partner organizations through an online application and referrals, as well as resources for lawyers who provide free legal assistance. We moved to Drupal in 2016 with the launch of a redesign of IllinoisLegalAid.org on Drupal 7 after many years on Cold Fusion. The migration process was painful. At the time, I was a ILEO sole developer and fairly new to Drupal. The process went significantly over budget, both in terms of time and money, and put tremendous pressure on our entire staff, from management to tech to content managers. After that launch, we knew we needed to change our development model, and we went through an RFP process and selected QED42 to take over our platform in August 2017. Fast forward to the fall of 2019, and we were ready to kick off our Drupal 8 migration. We knew we needed a new design. Our previous design was dated, had multiple fonts, and had multiple new features added to the site without any design work. I pulled together a design brief outlining our product goals, brand, our competition, and our design goals. The QED42 design team then took the lead in creating initial artifacts after a design research process that included the color palette and some sample pages. The entire process was very collaborative, with Zoom demos and frequent meetings, conversations over Slack, and time for us to provide feedback and user test the design. The team was very receptive to feedback and change requests, and I'm very happy with the design that we've ended up with. We had similar experiences with the development process. One of the key reasons we hired QED42 was to add more experienced developers to a project, and that's what we have. They get Drupal. When I explain what I want, they understand how to approach it, whether it's a site building task, contributed module, or something that's going to require custom code. They frequently offered me alternative solutions that were better than what I thought I wanted. And it goes beyond Drupal. Their development practices are deeply professional, with automated builds, deployment, and testing, code reviews among the team, and manual QA checks on every JIRA ticket assigned. And they're honest about the reality of what it's going to take. We had a tight timeline to get this done, and they were clear that it was going to require adding additional developers to the team to meet, which we did. And even with adding new team members, there never felt like there was any gap in knowledge transfers. Not that the project didn't have the occasional hiccup. I don't think any technical project goes completely perfectly. And QED42 always handled any issue quickly and gracefully. And in many instances, they were already addressing it before I even raised it. In all honesty, I've never worked with a more dedicated group of developers. We've had an ongoing relationship with QED42 for 3 years now, and I'm about to execute a new contract for another year. The difference between our 2016 Drupal 7 experience and our 2020 Drupal 8 experience, as my executive director would say, has been night and day. I'm free to focus on the what of our products, ensuring that our website is able to offer help to those most vulnerable in Illinois, while QED42 handles all of the how. And I don't have to worry about it. We now have a website that is just steps away from Drupal 9, looks great, is built on solid technology, and it works well. I'm looking forward now to the next phase of development with them as we start to expand outside the browser.
Hi, welcome to DrupalCon Global. I'm Archita, and I'm a Senior User Experience Designer at QED42. I redesigned the ILEO website, and I'm going to touch on some user insights and walk you through the design process and some learnings. After an intensive user research, we gained some insights on user pain points, their goals, needs, and some behavioral actions our users have. Some very common pain points were opacity in the process. The process was very unclear to them. Users weren't sure of where they were in their journey to legal justice. They weren't able to find information or filter their search of legal resources based on what their needs were at that moment. Our users were losing confidence in finding legal resources. They wanted to talk to someone who could help them with their situation. They were unsure of the process and the output. They found the information to be a lot to process, but they were keen on doing this on their own. The primary user goal was to have a clear breakdown of all processes from beginning to the end, for them to have a clear understanding of the timeline of the case. The second user goal was to have all legal resources accessible. The users needed a sense of direction. They needed all information to be accessible. They needed to solve their problems and get legal justice as soon as they could, and they were ready to do it themselves, provided that we made all legal information and resources accessible to them with an easy navigation and in a simple language. We knew we were to establish clarity in processes, making sure we effectively communicate user progress, where they were in their journey and where they will be in the future, and how much time will the whole process take. We had to make an easy navigation for the users. We had to comfort the users and help them trust us that we will get them justice, and also show them real cases that they can relate to, success stories that can bring back that confidence. Our overarching goal was to make legal language accessible. The project focus was mainly around growth, scalability, simplification and involvement, actionable UX, content UX, and information architecture, and also making iLeo omnichannel. Our design approach was people-centered. Our aim was to ensure that everyone can easily understand if their problems can be addressed through law, and also provide legal resources to do the same. We simplified the complicated systems and concepts, and we restructured them as clearly understandable explanations and processes. From the very start of mapping out the new user experience for iLeo, it was very clear to us that we needed an extensive library of components.
Hi guys, welcome to DrupalCon. I hope you're having an amazing time here. I'm Piyush and I work as a senior technical architect with QED42. Let's dive into how we moved iLeo from where it was in Drupal 7 to where it is in Drupal 8 today. iLeo upgrade was one of the biggest migrations we've seen in the past. We also had approximately 1 million custom entities, 500,000 nodes, few users, taxonomies, and files to migrate over. And to add to this equation, we also had content moderations with content revisions from approximately 4 to 5 years. But thanks to an amazing product owner, Gwen, a lot of the complexities were handled very smoothly. The project started with an in-person discovery workshop at our headquarters in Pune. We went ahead and analyzed the current Drupal 7 site architecture. We tried to identify what could be scraped off, what to keep as is, and what should be re-architected with Drupal 8. The outcome from these discussions was to take a hybrid approach with both Drupal 8 upgrade path and custom migrations. The reason behind this choice was very simple. After our discovery workshop, we realized that we're going to reuse approximately 75-80% of the content structure that was there in Drupal 7. And as expected, Drupal core upgrade did a lot of heavy lifting, leaving us back with fields or sources that didn't have migration paths to Drupal 8. This is where the dev team picked up few proof of concepts, establishing the approach for migrating the leftovers. The rest of the migration was a piece of cake once the approach was finalized. The only places where we had some hiccups were dealing with migration of entity references like paragraphs, and migrating entity revisions, which were pretty high in numbers. The dev team also aligned very well with the design team in terms of approach, where we took a component-based approach towards development, building low-level components first, reusing them to build high-level components, and finally assembling them as pages. This not just helped us being agile in terms of development, but also led to faster deliveries. Finally, after an effort of approximately 6 to 8 months, we were able to launch Drupal 8 Upgraded Experience for Allow. If you're interested in talking about a migration problem or discussing an upgrade approach, feel free to drop in a message on our virtual booth and we'll get in touch with you. Cheers, have an amazing DrupalCon.